Hey friends, I'm Angela.
Bill Cook.
It's us.
In the garage.
All right, bring it in, my friend. Boom. We are here today, and we got a couple cool things going on, don't we? We're always here to cut and light, right? This is the podcast, which is your virtual cigar lounge. And what do we? Well, first we're gonna cheers because we need to wet our whistle. That's So you have coffee today. I have coffee today, home brewed. If I'm feeling jazzy, maybe I'll put a little video of how I did that cooked coffee on the stove this morning. But cheers! No, I'm not gonna cheers you with this. I'm gonna cheers you with my coffee. My coffee. Cheers! Thanks for coming to the studio.
I'm going with POC. Plain old coffee.
I like that. POC. There's an acronym for everything. Is that the right word? Acronym?
Yeah.
All right. So we have something a little special today. Let me just move this ashtray. Well, Cook granted me with his presence today here in the podcast studio. So I said, you know what? Let me break out the Table Top Humidor.
It's not the hardest thing in the world. Would you like a free cigar and smoking? I said yes.
Yeah, right. That's okay.
Real
so
toffee.
Look at this. I wanted to. Yeah, right. That's a no-brainer for sure, especially for us cigars. I'm there. I like when you text me sometimes and you're like, "I'm gonna smoke my face off." I'm like, same. Those are my goals. I only have. It sounds like I smoke a lot, but honestly, I don't. I don't smoke as much as it probably my dreams of it because I just feel like it just tastes so good.
It's Thanksgiving time. It's a good smoking time of year.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
No, it is. It is actually because the fire pit in the fall in this area, it's double relaxing for me. Do you ever get a chance to smoke by a fire pit?
Any time is a good time, but this time seems like even a better time.
Yeah.
Because it smells good outside. Even people that don't like smoking are like, yeah, it kind of smells good. Like, spark it up, bro.
I know at least half of the people I talk to about cigars, if they're not like, oh, get away from me, the other half who are like, I don't smoke, but I do love the smell. So, this and that. So, and I triple love the smell. So what this is one of my tabletop humidors.
Stepping it up.
Stepping it up. Yeah, my family got me this for last Christmas. I kind of just wanted to show it. I have a little video clip. I'll put that. Because this is a map, you probably can't see it, but this is a map of the 1500s of like the tobacco trade trails. So it's just kind of a little bit special. But so today, look at this. We're going to pick.
People do anything for a ret, even in the 1500s.
Yeah, I'm telling you. It's the, right? Tobacco was the, one of the first commodities of trade across the world, right?
Started wars, the whole thing.
This is true. Oh, I'm blocking your face here. Let's,
It's probably a good thing.
This is kind of heavy.
Yeah, what are you doing? You need help?
All right, so what are you picking today?
Yeah, I'm going to go AJ, Fernandez.
All right, I'll put a picture of it so they all know. And I'm doing the Romeo y Julieta 1875, the original, and you've got the AJ Fernandez version, his blend of the Romeo y Julieta. So, but I did just want to kind of point out for all the, maybe if a new cigar smoker is watching this, I like to kind of give education, tips, and tricks for this. For a tabletop humidor, right, this is Cedar-lined. I just want to share, when you go to buy one, what you're looking for is that. You want to make sure that you hear the seal of the cedar wood. You want to make sure you get a nice quality one. You don't have to spend a ton of money, but you do want to make sure it's of a nice quality, because if you don't get that, like kind of that seal, then the humidity will not stay.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, that's like one of the major things they say to look for in one of these.
The puffy descent.
All right, so we're going to cut and light. So like I always say, of course, while we're doing this, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. And because you're listening on Spotify, we're going to talk through this because you cannot see what we're doing. But so today, Cook is using the scissors I think that's just it. Look, there are, I think that's just the technical name of the cigar cutter. Cigar scissors. And I'm, of course, using my trusty V-cut. I do love my V-cut. I just like to go right down the center there. Okay. So, now this is the cedar wrapper that came, yeah. If there's not enough butane in that, I have plenty of lighters. But, I'm going to light this in the ashtray. I love how it smells.
I heard a good smoking joke the other day.
Oh, I love it. Let me hear it.
Guy's walking down the street. He sees a little kid smoking. He says to the kid, "Hey, man, you're way too young. Smoking's bad for you, man." The little kid looks at him. He says, "Yeah, well, my grandfather's 95. The guy says, "He's 95 and he smokes?" The kid says, "No, he's 95 and he minds his own business."
I like when the joke goes to where you don't expect what you
It's
were
not
gonna
really
say.
a smoking joke. It's more like mind your own business joke. But
There's this cartoon that there's these two cavemen. I don't remember the name of it. What's that old timey? What's that famous like Sunday, the Newsday Sunday funnies? I'm toasting the foot. By the way, I know I also, like I said, cigar education. So I just rotate it gently. I get the edge of the foot of the cigar, and I'm going to toast it before I fully light it. Newsday Sunday funnies. Remember it was the two like cavemen. It was that famous BC
Yeah.
something. And that comic, it's like the two caveman guys are standing there like looking at their cigars or something. Oh, and they're standing by fire. And one of the cavemen goes like something like, "Oh, like, Joe, cool, man, you invented fire." He goes, "Yeah, I had to do something to help to figure out after this my first invention." And he shows the cigar. He invented the cigar. And he was like staring at it like, "Duh, caveman." And he goes, I had no other choice. I had to invent fire to help my first invention.
How else was I going to smoke?
Get along, right? It was just like a funny. It's
Hello?
cute. It's like, we didn't invent fire to cook. We invented fire to light this damn thing. Get us along here. So, and
how else was I going to fire up a ret?
a ret. Well, these are not.
I know. I just like the word ret.
You do. You call these gars.
Yeah.
Sometimes, people do call them yard gars when they're doing like the grass and stuff. But
That's my favorite time to smoke.
Cutting the grass.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, would you say that over golfing, or is it the grass?
I like smoking when I'm golfing, but it can be a pain in the ass. You got to keep track of it. Golf.
That doesn't go out on its own, by the way. You got to flip it down.
Copy.
I don't know. It's like it's broken or something. Okay, yeah, this has a good smoke output. So while you're lighting that, I'm going to talk about mine. Let's see. So again, we're here for cigars. Let's talk about them. Look at that. This is, I guess, one of the most... just push that down.
Oh.
One of the most original cigars is the... And actually, this is one of the most common, I think, of...
Cheers.
We're both, yeah. Definitely comment below what your first cigar was. Because a lot of people do kind of say the Romeo y Julieta was theirs. And or if you're just listening, you could email me at authenticallyangela@gmail.com and let us know what you love and what was your first cigar. How's that going?
Good, man. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. This wrapper is Indonesian. My binder is Dominican. And the filler is Dominican long filler. And yours is similar to mine, but your wrapper is Habano Maduro.
Cigar smoking has become more sophisticated in the last 10 years than ever. I mean, everybody knows everything about cigars. In the old days, when I was a kid, nobody knew anything about anything.
Yeah.
But now you can really get into it. It's a little lost on me. I just like the dark-colored ones.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I love having you here, too, because it's a good balance. I kind of tell people, I've seen people kind of complain more or less, about cigars of like, oh, do you really taste the apricot? Do you really taste the hazel? Whenever I'm into anything, let's say, even when I was a kid, BMX bikes, right? I mean, for 3 years, for 3 summers in a row, I was like taking apart every bike I found on the, garbage corner, this and that, putting on the mags and all that. So I get really into like the nuts and bolts and of what I love. So cigars, right? So for me, because I have a super palate, I actually can taste like the hazelnut and this. So that's what I'm saying. When people are like, "Do you really taste that?" It's like, well, I do, but you don't have to.
Yeah, no.
Taste hazelnut to fully enjoy a cigar, right? I mean, you can relax with
Cigars, I've seen really good ones, expensive ones that won't keep a good light, and it's not good. And then I've seen other ones that are just, you light it once.
Yeah. Talking about expensive cigars not keeping a light,
Not that that's a prereq,
that too. Mm-hmm.
But like if you're playing golf, for sure, keeping it lit it's a little easier than looking for your lighter along with all the other stuff you have to keep track of. So I like that.
Yeah, you were saying too, like when you're playing golf, you have to is there a place to rest it in your what's that? The golf cart?
Yeah.
Like what do you do when you're
there's little attachables that you can get. They'll keep the and there's the little things you can put them on the ground, stick them in the ground. There's a million things that protect the cigar. I don't use any of it. I'm lazy. I keep it in my mouth.
Yeah, well, that's fun. That's the most fun, right? You say, what do you say when you swing? 4? Is that just like cartoon? You get
Larry Loretti, for those old golf fans who remember him, he would play with a cigar in his mouth the whole time.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have a better shot with the cigar in your mouth?
No. Sometimes it's worse because the smoke is going in your eyes and your backswing and you don't stop and do things properly. You just, the hell with it. That's me.
I'm going to light this cedar that wrap your cigar because I love how that smells.
Yeah, I've never seen that. That's cool.
It's like a little fireplace. We can get cozy. So yeah, you're wearing hazy golf. That's a cool hat, by the way.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like the way.
Oh,
I don't know if you can see that, but it's
that's
like
Justin's
it's like
work.
three day. Who is
It's
it?
a little raised. My daughter's husband. He's a teacher, and he started.
He's part of that company?
He is that company.
Oh, tell me about it. Oh, okay. That's your daughter's husband?
Yeah. It's a nuanced item. It's for really serious golfers who are serious about practice. It's not for everybody, but, alignment sticks in colleges and where guys, training centers and stuff like that for golf, you'll see them. They're everywhere. They just keep you lined up. You can use them a million different ways. He kind of customizes them. So, I don't know. Where'd you go to college?
New Paltz.
Okay.
And then I went to...
I think I told you the story, but New Paltz colors are blue and orange.
Mm-hmm.
So say you're on the golf team and you and your friends wanted, we're practicing.
Yeah.
He'll make some that are blue and orange. He'll put Angela on there for you or whatever. And now that goes in the bag, and any of your sharp golfing friends that come up to you go, man, where do you get that? I like that. It's not for everybody, but for serious golfers and people that practice, it's for all of them.
Yeah.
They like it. Member guests, things that team building, where guys from Michigan, the blue and yellow, and they're having an outing.
Yeah.
And there's 30 of them. They all get it with their names on it. They love it.
Yeah.
It's the greatest. So
that is cool. And where do they put it's kind of like a jersey that they put their name or their last name on the back, on the shoulders?
No, it's an actual stick. It goes in your golf bag. I should have brought one. I don't know what I'm thinking. But anyhow.
Oh, okay. So like
Hazy Sticks.
That's
Look
cool.
it up.
Cool. Hazy Sticks. What is it? I'll get the .com and I'll put it below.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're with or like a bachelor party, if you're on an
for golfers, sure.
Or anything like that, or if you're with your buddies, you're saying, and you like swing back like a homecoming for your college, right? And you round up like 8 or 10.
Perfect application right there.
Right there. And then so they want to like reminisce about college days, and they
put the year, a reunion, a bachelor party, any of that.
Yeah.
But this is definitely toward a serious golfer. I mean, we have people that ask us about it and want it and have no idea what it is. And then they're like, it's just a stick. Well, you know, if you're not practicing golf seriously, it doesn't really mean too much for you.
All right, so for all you serious golfers out there or people who want...
Check out Hazy, man.
It is, actually, I think by the time I post this and get it up, it's holiday time. So if you want to get that gift for your golfer in your life...
Check out Justin and Hazy. He's got it going.
Yeah, I'll put the link here for sure. Oh, that's cool.
Got cool hats and stuff, too.
Yeah, I like the logo of that. It's like 3D. It's a nice hat. That's a good quality hat.
He's all about that. He named it after his daughter, Hazel. Hazy.
Oh, I was going to say, what is the reference of hazy? I assumed it was like the dew of the morning grass of golf. So, but he got that so that's your granddaughter.
Yes.
Oh, how sweet. Oh, then you definitely got to go out.
Funny.
You got to go support the Cook family enterprise here. It's named after your granddaughter.
Hazy's funny, though, because I was walking through Chicago with this exact thing on, and guys are looking at me going, Hazy, man. Like it was some, take your pick. And I'm like, right on. It's a golf thing. You have no idea what's going on, do you? But it didn't, it's all good.
Like something about, like...
yeah.
feeling good up in the clouds. That's cool. Okay, so that's what I was wondering too. Hazy is that's really cool. Hazy golf. All right, we got it.
I should have brought
one. Now you say.
And we're back.
I love the magic of editing. All right, so since Cook and I are having a strong affinity to the movie The Godfather, I was telling, now you don't get this at home, do you? You said you don't get this magazine at home?
In 10 years, the Corleone family will be completely legitimate. I do not get that.
Okay, it's all good. Listen, he's good for a lot of good quotable lines. Oh, that's one of my questions here. We'll get to that later. Okay, so this was the June issue of Cigar Aficionado magazine, and they called it the movie issue, and so they polled the staff, and I don't know where they got these numbers from. I think just maybe the magazine staff, this and that, and a couple, I don't even know. But anyhow, they rated 10 movies in order, and now listen, they put The Godfather as number 3, not number 1. I'm a little shocked, but that's okay. Number 1 was Once Upon a Time in America. Now that's a cool movie because that has Robert De Niro, and I think they do some smoking, right? They have cigars in that movie too. But the thing of it is The Godfather came out in 1972. What a classic! I'm gonna let you lead because I know you could rattle off the lines way better than me.
Well, the one thing I want to point out about The Godfather, which truly is a cigar smoking movie, but actually it was Godfather 2, had a little faux pas in my book. Mm-hmm. Tom Hagen goes to visit Frank Pantangeli to make a deal. Pantangeli is going to flip. He's not going to rat out the family. And they're seen in the yard together smoking. I'm sure a $30 cigar. So Tom gets what he likes as an assurance from Frank. And he just like flips a $30 cigar on the ground, like 2 drags in. Like maybe that was a message like I don't really give anything about Frank Pantangeli, or maybe it was a faux pas. But to me, a $30 brand newie, I don't care. I don't care if it's Frank Pantangeli or not. I'm finishing that cigar. That to me was an error. I don't know how anyone else feels. And again, I could have missed some context there. So please, people who see this, if you have any feelings on the Tom Hagen discarding a 30-bucker on the ground.
Yeah.
Was that a faux pas, or was there some meaning
sending
there,
a message
like
of
an
like
FU to Pantangeli? I don't know.
Yeah. Sure.
That's why
I like too when they speaking about like that's
that might be a little too in depth there. Whoa.
It shows your love of cigars, but too I like when they just throw the money in the face and they're like, they give 0 Fs. Hey. You're gonna be dead in a minute anyway. But I remember watching it as a young girl because it came out basically when I was, this one came out before I was born, but as a Sicilian American family, man, we had this on repeat in,
Oh,
in my
man.
grandma's living room.
That movie was
Good.
insane.
Yeah, and I think there was shot. Some
The
of it was
domestic
shot-
violence scene to this day, when you watch it, it'll
It's-
upset you.
Oh yes, that's with the Diane Keaton. Was that the
No,
one?
it
'Cause
was,
There's a few. There's a few different
Talia
ones.
Shire was the girlfriend of.
Oh, what is it? The girl that played Rocky.
Yeah,
Is that the one?
she
the
was
scene you're talking
his
about?
daughter in that movie, young Talia Shire, and her boyfriend Carlo was a maniac, and he was going out catting around, and he was a traitor. He was no good, but he played it well, and he's going out. She calls him out, and he destroys it. Everybody knows the scene.
Oh,
but
man.
when you watch that, even now, it'll upset you.
No, it is. I totally agree because there's certain things too that I saw when I was younger or whatever. Let's say I was like 17 or even 20, and and maybe I wasn't whatever it is now. I guess because I'm like married a mom and this and that. Yeah, if you watch that today, because Jen never saw it, and I think in the pandemic when we were just kind of like chilling and had right nowhere to go, and I was like, okay, now you can sit down
This is
and
how
watch The
twisted
Godfather
I
with me.
am with a couple of my friends.
It
On
was
Valentine's Day, I sent a happy Valentine's Day from Connie and Carlo.
Oh, yeah.
And he knows exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's not really
Sometimes
a
when
Valentine's.
I know that's not something to laugh at.
Now
really.
clean it up!
Yeah, it is very upsetting.
It's bad.
But so, and now I like cry at I could cry at a commercial now, for God's sakes.
Oh, I know.
There's a
It's too much.
it is because you're a dad, you know what I'm talking about. There's
It's
a
too much.
commercial where there's a kid, he's like on the couch playing video games, and I don't know what I don't know if it's for a brand or like how sometimes the churches have.
Oh, yeah. There's a
Commercials.
lot of it right here.
Yeah, and he's like, he sees his mom working like third shift, and he's like, oh, I better pick myself up. He goes to the pawn shop. He sells his video gaming controllers, and he comes back with like ornaments, and they deck in the mom.
I've seen
you
that.
see- oh my God,
Crusher.
I was crying because then he's like, the mom comes home like 2 a.m. and he's like, hey, and the tree's all ready, and she only had could afford but it's touching. But I tell you.
Wow.
So, but
Way to bring the buzz down.
Oh, no.
Domestic violence, bro. Let's pick it up. No, I'm kidding.
My God, I know. Sometimes the last time you were on here, we were talking about something. I was like, we need to edit that because we're talking about 1982. It's 2023. We don't. Nobody's like, everything that was. It wasn't even that it was acceptable back then. You know what it was though? Because I lived it clearly with my eyes wide open because I was a latchkey kid fully. That it wasn't that it was acceptable. It was that no one was really paying it. Like, no one was knowing what we were doing, I think, was what the real problem was. We got away with a
It's
lot
so
of stuff.
different now.
We got away with a lot of stuff.
When
No
the
one
street
knew-
lights came on, you came home, and that was it. If it went past that, then I get worried. But nobody knew what was going
They
on,
didn't know.
and people didn't worry.
I mean, if you broke into we at one point there was an abandoned elementary school. I mean,
You were breaking into school? You're ahead of me, bro. Breaking into schools. Let's
hey,
go.
we're talking a long time ago. No, it wasn't.
I'm
We
kidding.
didn't break in. I guess we did.
We just
There was
walked
like
in.
a
The door was open.
The door was wide open. I think the window actually was open. You know the kind of windows that like actually open like this?
Yeah. All those school windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lift it like
Impossible to get in, by the way, for me.
Oh yeah, well what are you, 6 feet easily?
Well,
All right, so I'm gonna ask you a couple cute questions and see where we go with it.
Copy.
Just a copy. 10-4, big buddy.
yeah, man.
So I think we already touched upon this, but what is your favorite line from any movie?
Whoa.
Yeah. And we were talking about the movie issue, so should I say mine while you think?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
let me let you
yeah,
think.
go ahead.
I've said this actually in my other episode, but I'll say it again. See if you know this movie. What is it? Oh yeah, I forgot my own favorite line. Get off my plane.
What car from?
Harrison Ford. I didn't do it justice. Harrison Ford, when he played the president in the movie Air Force One, and the back of the Air Force One big plane is like they're in the air, and the back hatch opens and they're letting out like because they were like hijacked. And he like takes his foot or something and smashes it in the guy's face, and he's like pushes him out the plane, and so talking about violence. Oh my god! Yeah. And he goes woo! He swirls down the hijacker, and he's like, "Get off my plane!" And because they hijacked Air Force One. Anyway, that I love that movie. I have watched that movie like easily 15 times.
I gotta see that.
I love Harrison Ford. I love how Harrison Ford, by the way, went from like he's so versatile. He's Star Wars. He's Indiana Jones.
I'll give you one. He was in one of my favorite movies. Actually, one of my top 5.
Okay, let me hear it.
He plays the I forget his name in the movie, but in American Graffiti, he plays the guy in the '55 Chevy who's trying to chase down his rival, and the whole movie culminates. The whole night of cruising culminates with a drag race, and he crashes. But he plays a great, like a tool guy who's just got a badass car. And
yeah, he's a really.
That was his breakout, I believe. I think
Harrison
that
Ford?
In American Graffiti. But I love that movie. It's just a great film.
Yeah. I gotta check that out. I know.
Oh my God, have you seen that?
No, because I don't think that was. We have different generational, but
yeah,
but still,
that movie stands up. By the way,
yeah, I gotta check it out. Well, you know what? The funny thing is how I said like he smashed the guy out the plane, but I only could take so much punching and this and that in a movie. I have a little threshold of like so American Graffiti. And also, was that like was that dark?
No. It was it really was a biography of the great filmmaker George Lucas. It was his first film. And he played all 4 characters. He played the guy getting punched out. Then he played the guy Bob Falfa who had a nice car. And, he said that movie was autobiographical, which makes it even more interesting.
Oh, I got to check it out.
He grew up in Modesto, California, in the height of the cruising age. So if you like cars and music.
I do, because my dad still has his original 57 Chevy.
Oh, well, there you go, man.
It's in his backyard, on the
You have to watch that movie. The whole thing is a night of cruising. You know
what? Then I will, because I think I might have
60s California.
Labeled it wrong. But the thing is, sometimes you get turned on to certain things, like, when you're hanging out at the lounge in college, like who turned you on to what movie, and because if it came before my time, right, then someone has to introduce it to me. So now you just introduced it to me.
Yeah, watch it.
I will. American.
The music's great. The whole thing.
On like now you're from the North Shore.
Correct.
But are you familiar with Stewart Avenue on like Old Country Road on Long Island?
Yeah.
The main So back in the day, right? I guess the 50s, right? The 50s. But then like more, I think my dad's time would be when he was dragging like the 60s. But back when Long Island was like not as heavily populated, and I don't know if you have pictures of like your family where there was potato fields.
Oh yeah.
Because there's pictures of my mom.
Suffolk County was all potato farms.
Yeah, yeah.
Route 110. I remember when we first drove.
Yes,
and the expressway was a potato field. It's a huge industrial park now, but.
Yeah, well, Walt Whitman, but over by Walt Whitman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my jam right there.
Yes. My grandma worked at the Macy's right there. So
at the Walt Whitman Mall.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Yeah. Yeah. That was back in the days when she retired, and they literally gave her like a gold medallion for 25 years of service.
Wow.
Back. I mean, we're talking like real Macy's times of like. But so you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was open roads. It was. Not. I mean, now there's like traffic light every 10 yards, right?
I was not involved in the racing culture, but it was around. A lot of hot cars, people cruising around. It was great. But
when you were in high school, because even when I'm younger than you, but like it's. I feel like cruising the Pike was still around even when I was. Did you ever do that?
Oh,
remember we would go up and down
the whole thing was
Hempstead Turnpike. just to like kill a night.
Every Friday night was the same. It started at McDonald's and Cars. It went to a house that we thought there was a party. But then everyone would go back to McDonald's and find out where the real party was. This is all night long, just cruising around.
Mm-hmm. You know, and you know why we probably had to do that, right? There was no cell phones. There was no freaking. I mean, we literally. Are you on TikTok?
No, I'm not on anything.
Oh, because Cook, there's some really cool people that are doing like those generational things of like, when we were kids, we did this, and they show us pictures of like the Rubik's Cube or what have you, and it's just so good and so nostalgic. But, and I love it. But they, I think it's Kelly Mano, Manno. I'll put her. You guys should check it out. She's hysterical and she nails it every time. I feel like I'm like 8 years old again. But we had to kind of almost cruise up and down, being like, "Hey, Joe," like you said, you stop. We used to stop at Dunkin' Donuts religiously, and then everyone would you'd have to almost meet there, right, to be like, "What's everyone doing?" And then if everyone's like, "We're going to Tony's," and then like you said, you circle there, and then Tony's like, "Well, my mom's home tonight, so we can," and then you got to go back to Dunkin' Donuts and be like, "Well, what's next?"
Is that still out there? Is the cruising around culture still exist? Because it was the best. It really was. I don't mean in hot cars, just like getting in a car.
Oh yeah, please.
Going all over the place.
Weren't in hot. My father was in the '57 Chevy, but I was in a beater. Like I was in a '84 Honda that was leaking oil.
Where I lived, it went from McDonald's to the beach, back to McDonald's, to a house maybe, back to McDonald's. I mean, you could get there 4 times a night.
Yeah.
In that parking lot.
Yes. Ours was Dunkin', and we did the same thing.
Yeah.
The same thing. We just kept going back because we're like, where is everybody? And then like the group would go from 10 cars to 30.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. There was no cell phone. No, people don't really do that now. But here, actually, I do know that the kids used to gather at Dunkin'. But I think they kind of like they shut that down more too. Like we were saying before we hit record, or I think maybe we got it on the shot, but. Oh, we did. I think we were talking about it on the podcast that, like, people, either they didn't know what we were doing or no one really said, like, "Hey, kid, get out of here."
Well, the whole car culture now is so different, too. Cars are small. Gas is expensive. You can get in trouble, like, really, people used to drive when I was in high school with uninspected cars for months, You can't do that stuff anymore. It's all shut down.
Yeah, that's
too
what I'm
bad,
saying.
too, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now you see signs everywhere, like...
Hey,
you can't really gather. You're never going to see 30 cars gathered at 10 p.m. right now at Dunkin'. It poses too much of, like, people get nervous. But anyhow.
Good times.
Oh, you took the band off?
Well, just because I'm getting close.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, you're almost down to the final third.
I didn't think I was going to finish it, but this is delicious.
I was going to ask you,
I like the end, too, by the way.
Me too. Pound it up.
Me too. Man.
That's, I think the sun's coming in. It's early morning in these parts. I was going to say, again, another, like, little cigar tidbit. A cigar, how it has like the first, second, and third. They say like the flavor of the first.
I'm learning here. No.
Well, that's like when you're reviewing a cigar. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, I taste this," and like the first light up, and then when you get to the middle of a cigar, sometimes people say the flavor profile may change. But for me, I love what they call the last third. I love that.
That's
flavor.
where I'm at right now, man.
I love. You know what it is? Because the warmth of the cigar, like this part, it gets totally warmed. The tobacco gets fully warmed in this whole 20 minutes, whole half, right? And by the time
look
you
at this drag right now.
Yeah.
I'm not even working here.
Yeah,
Watch.
it's nice. Yeah, it's like clear. AJ Fernandez.
No work right there. Effortless smoking. My mother would be proud of me. You really made the big time now.
You got that perfect drag. All right, once again, we're going to close this thing up. I want to thank you for joining. Please hit subscribe. Tell all your friends about us.
And holla back.
Yeah, for sure. You have any closing remarks?
Just good times with Angela, just nice to be here with you smoking. Where else would I rather be,
Come here and get your sticks, for sure. All right, so we're going to do that Irish toast. And now, just for the people, have you been to Ireland? I think you have.
Twice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great place to visit. I've been there, and it's great memories.
Yeah, I want to go back.
Did you have did you ever see family there? Like, did you go where your roots are? Or you just kind of went?
I think my ancestors tried to get away from me, so I don't really seek them out.
They were like, "Oh
Not
God,
by
Bill's
any
coming."
intention. I really, we didn't have a bunch of like our immediate ancestors who knew much about, you know, exact things. They're actually, if my mother heard that, she'd be mad at me. She knows.
She knows, yeah.
She knows some things. I'm not, but I know they're all from there because my mother asked me to do the genetic
lineage
thing, and I did it
Yeah.
reluctantly, but I did it.
Cool. Did any of your siblings do it? Because sometimes
And there's subtle differences.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. My
It is
mother
weird.
is all over that. She knows about that.
Yeah.
But I thought there might be some different thing. I was hoping, surprise or something. But it was all English, Irish, and some Viking. What is that? So I asked my mother,
cool.
what's up with that? She goes, the Vikings conquered all of Ireland. So to the winner goes the spoils, all right? All right.
Hey, well, if you have Viking in you, maybe that's why you were such a great phys ed teacher.
It wasn't a lot.
Yeah, strong.
I needed more.
All right, so we're going to close this with our famous toast. Okay, here we go. Oh, what are we going to cheers with? We got coffee today.
All right.
So, there are good ships and there are wood ships.
Ships that sail the sea.
But the best ships are friendships.
May they always be.
Thanks for coming. Cheers.
Holla.
Alicante. Let me open this up.
Bueno.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love coffee with a nice Romeo y Julieta. And, I forgot to tell you, do you know the closing hook? Closing line. We'll see you next time.
All right.
2, 3, 4.
We'll see you next time.
Next time. Authentically Angela Video Podcast. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next. I'm going to switch from violence to something light and fun. Yeah. Let's see what kind of tangent we can go on
Let's
now.
get off that domestic violence stuff.
Wait, I don't...
Sorry.
Wait, hold on.
That's an out.